chapter 3. Today we are going to talk about interrogative pronouns. Interrogative means question words, okay? We have 3 of them so far. Wer, meaning who. Was, meaning what. Wen, meaning whom. Now let's see how we are going to apply that knowledge. Here we have the first sentence. Der Pullover ist neu. Let's analyze. What is der Pullover? That's our subject, right? Ist neu is our predicate. So we are talking here about nominative case, subject. So, how do we ask for the pullover? The pullover is a thing, so we say, was ist neu? So the question word would be was. Let's look at sentence number 2. Wir kaufen den Pullover. Let's analyze the parts of the speech. Wir is our subject, kaufen is the verb, den Pullover is going to be our direct object. Remember the rule, der to den, if we have a der word. But so pullover is a thing again. So how do we ask? We are saying, what are we buying? Was ist neu? Because pullover is a thing, right? Let's look at sentence number 3. Wir besuchen unseren Onkel. Again, wir is the subject. Besuchen is our verb. Unseren Onkel is the direct object. Now, this time, we have a person as our direct object. So how do we ask for that? In English, we would say, whom do we visit? Now, most people don't say whom, they just say who. But the correct way of asking would be, whom do we visit? And whom is wen besuchen wir? So when we have a direct object and it's a person, the question word is wen. If we have a thing, it is was. And that applies for nominative case, subject, or direct object. So the only time we say wen is when we have a person in the direct object. Now let's look at number 4. What do we do with that? Die Frau heißt Ellen. Now die Frau is our subject, right? Heißt Ellen is our predicate. So we have the nominative case or subject. So how are we asking for die Frau? Who is called Ellen, right? And who is wer heißt Ellen? So if we ask for a person and the person is the subject, we say wer, who. Okay, so question word again, who, wer, asking for a person, was, meaning what, asking for a thing, and wen, asking for a person. So wer, person, and it's the subject, or also called the nominative case. Remember these expressions, right? Was is used for things, obviously, and we ask was for a nominative as well as accusative case. Wen again asks for a person, and that person is in the accusative case or the direct object. All right? Wer, was, wen. Who, what, whom. All right? Now, I'm sure you understand that. It's not that complicated. Look at the endings you have on the persons, especially if it's a den word, then obviously you have to say wen, whom. That's the hardest thing usually for students because in English we don't distinguish as much as we do in German. Now let's do a couple of practice sentences and see if you know which possessive adjectives to put in, because we talked about that a little while ago. And I wrote down the first sentence. Ihr verkauft Kamera. And I told you that Kamera is feminine, and I want you to put the word your in there. So you all are selling your camera. Now, first thing we have to say, ihr means you all, right? So we are talking about more than one person. And how do we say you alls? Remember, euer would be you alls, right? Camera is feminine, so we need to add an e, right? Remember that? And euer drops out this e here, and it becomes eure. So you all sell you all's camera. Ihr verkauft eure Kamera. You always have to make sure when you look at a possessive adjective what the pronoun is. Now, ihr is you all, so we are talking about more than one person. It's not like du, right? Here we go. The second sentence, du verkaufst Computer. You sell your computer. And again, we have your, but here we are just talking about one person. And computer is masculine, all right? So your, remember the possessive adjective for your is dein, right? Computer, subject, verb, direct object, is the direct object. So, since it's a masculine pronoun or possessive adjective, we have to add an en. Yeah, remember, you sell your computer. Subject, verb, direct object, computer being masculine, so dein has to add an en. Der to dein, remember that rhyme. Look at this sentence here. Sie verkauft Haus. She is our subject, verkauft is our verb, and Haus is our direct object. So, ihr, I gave you the word by accident. I meant to say her. All right, her house. So her is, since sie means she here, so it's her house, and the possessive adjective is ihr. And this one does not get an ending because, remember, it comes from a das word, and das word changed to ein, and possessive adjectives are ein words. So, in the accusative, it does not add an ending. Sie verkauft ihr Haus. Her house. So whenever you put in endings, make sure you look at the pronouns first to see whether we are talking about one or more than one person. And that's that for this part of the lesson.